Okay, can you say your name for me?
My name's Alif.
All right. What culture or nation are you from originally?
I was born in India, so I'm culturally Indian.
Okay. How long did you live in India?
I lived in India until I was 13,
13 or
14.
14. All right. Do you still have a lot of family that lives in India?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of my extended family and the only close relatives are my grandparents.
Okay. And do you go back often?
Yeah,
All right.
like once a year, maybe twice.
Okay. Now my next question is going to be about how you talk to people when you're back in India versus how you might have a conversation with somebody here. Like what stuff is not appropriate in India, like that might be like super casual here. Like, is it more formal when you're talking to people when you're in India, or is it more casual?
I would say it's a little bit of weird because there are some topics you just don't talk about. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, let's say sex. Like, you don't, it just never comes up ever.
Okay.
Like, it's just such a weird thing. Like, over here we casually talk about it. It's like not a big deal, even among your friends.
Yeah.
But like in India, that doesn't happen at all. And it is a very conservative conversations. Like, people are a little more formal. Like, you have to use sir a lot and like stuff like that. And but at the same time, like, at least in not a lot of India, but like the town that I come from and the area surrounding it, we do cuss a lot. So it's not like, it is conservative, but
Yeah.
we do cuss. So it's not like completely like a black line where, hey, if you cross it, then you just have to be formal.
Would you say your family comes from a more conservative part of India, a more liberal part?
It's weird because like the town that I come from is very much it's socially very conservative, but like politically and economically very liberal.
Okay.
So they're very progressive. Like, my town's ahead of its like rest of India. Like, they're already like, people have already like done things and went out and like, and it's all accepted. It's not like you living your town is like a taboo or something.
Okay.
But so in that way, they're very liberal, but socially they're very, very conservative.
Okay. Now in terms of like body language and nonverbal type cues, would you say if you're like sitting here having a conversation with someone, like you and I are like we're not sitting super far apart, but
Yeah.
we're not super close either. How would you say like space, like personal space, is respected in India?
Not at all.
Not at all.
It's
Okay.
not respected at all.
Okay.
Like, people are in your business, they're like so close to you, and like the reason when I moved here, like my body language, I had to like work hard on it. Like, like I would move my hands a lot when I talk, like all that stuff. I had to like calm down and like stop. Like,
Yeah.
touching people, like in India, like when guys talk, like they just like hug each other on the shoulder and they're talking. Like, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
body language is like, people there, like you would go to India and you'd see like when guys are talking, they would hold each other's hand, and it wouldn't be like they're in a relationship. It's just friends. Like, it's not seen as taboo to hold hands in India. Like,
Gotcha.
it's more of a way of like showing your friendship or stuff like that. So it's like very different culture, and private space is not respected.
Okay. So would you say that being here for as long as you've had to get used to like you've had to teach yourself not to do that kind of stuff? Because like, have you noticed that like maybe you slip up and do it one time and people are like, whoa,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, stay away a little, talk like 2 feet farther.
Gotcha.
Like,
Yeah.
it's, I guess like body language here is more formal than it is there.
Okay.
And I guess verbal language there is more formal than it is here.
Would you say that goes across like the lines of like no matter who you're talking to, like if you're talking to like an elder or someone you like respect, or if you're talking to a buddy?
Like, the way I talk to my parents is pretty casual. The way I talk to my cousins but you would, just because that's the relationship I have with my parents.
Mhm.
That's why I talk to them. But that's not the case in India. Like, you would have a different tone of language than you would have a difference in
Okay.
your siblings.
Does the body language part go along with that? Like, if you were living in India, so would you notice that like when kids and parents were having conversation, it wouldn't be so much of up in your personal space and touching and everything, or would it be pretty similar?
It's pretty similar.
Okay, just a whole lot of touching.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. I think I have a couple more in here I have to ask. And you said you do go back pretty often.
Yeah, once a year. Like, this year is an exception because there has been a couple of weddings that I'm going again in December.
Okay.
But when I was there in the summer.
Okay. So if I was gonna go to India next month, like, what kind of tips would you give me, like, in having conversations with people? Like, is there anything that we do in America that we see as very normal that maybe we wouldn't do over there, like wanting to talk to somebody?
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
most part, like, it's very, like, similar to
Okay.
here, just because we're both, like, I guess America and India were British colonies.
Okay.
So a lot of it's, like, at the same time, a lot of culture and, like, especially, like, language itself has been adapted in, like, by Indians the way the British did it. And so I, like, just treating each other with respect, like, just common courtesy that we go here. Like, if I went to, like, a small Texas town, like, I've never been, like, I would obviously be conservative in talking to people,
Yeah.
That's exactly how in India is. And if you just speak English, you'll be fine.
Got it. Well, that's all I know to speak. So, just one more thing. So like, say you're going on a job interview here, or you're meeting somebody older than you for the first time, not being in some kind of position of power. Like, your first instinct is to, like, reach out and shake their hand, right? Those kinds of, like, formality type things that we see. We learned about how in some other cultures it's like you don't shake people's hands. Like, that's
No, in Indian culture, you shake a lot of hands.
shake a lot of hands. Gotcha. So there's a whole lot of touching.
But, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm getting.
Shake hands, you hug. They're, like, especially, like, the part of the area that I come from, there are, like, different types of hugs that you do.
Okay.
So it's like a casual hug is different than, let's say, you're giving a hug on a ceremony, or if you're giving a hug on a religious festival. Like, they're
Okay.
different hugs, I would say.
That's cool. Okay, cool.
And yeah, so it's a lot of physical language,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, I feel like it's very similar to here.
Okay. Just maybe a little bit more
Yeah.
physical conversations
Yeah.
over there. Okay. Awesome. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much.